Hi folks, how you doing? Welcome to another video. Today's going to be, in theory, quite a quick video, and I'm going to show you how to make a tool. I'm going to show you how to make a rip fence or guide for a circular saw. Now, I know it's not strictly to do with cars, but you know, people that are building base boxes or sort of interior stuff, this actually might come in quite handy. Now, normally I'd sort of like clamp a piece of wood or at the spirit level or straight edge on my workpiece, measure it all out, and then just go from there. But for this instance, I actually need to cut some quite thick material. So I figured I might as well make a decent fence, and then then I'll have it and I'll bring you along and show you how to do it. So it's actually really simple to make a fence for one of these. Now normally, like I said, you'd clamp a piece of wood down, and then just run it down. But then you've got the issues of like measuring between the blade and the fence. This one's about 100 mil, but they're never exact and it moves. What I'm going to show you how to make is basically you'll be able to draw a line, put the a guide on it, and then just clamp it, rip it down. All I'm going to do is basically use this bit of plywood. Ideally, I'd like it a bit thinner. This is 10 mil thick, but it's what I've got. Ideally you'd probably want to go 5 mil because you're going to be losing this thickness out of your depth of cut. Although saying that, this has got a 65 mil depth of cut, as most saws do, and I need to cut an inch thick really. So it's not the end of the world. But yeah, stop fucking rabbiting on. Let's show you how we do it. First thing we actually need to do is make sure we've got a straight edge to start with. I've got this long piece of wood. I don't know how long it is. It's probably about 6 foot maybe. Oh no, let's actually measure it, shall we? If I can do this again. So yeah, just under 6 foot. It's going to be perfect for what I need, but you can do this pretty much as long as you want. As long as you've got a straight edge to make sure your edge is straight. I'm pretty certain this edge is straight, but I'm just going to rip it down anyway. It's been sat a while. If you've gone out and bought a brand new piece of wood, chances are you've already got a decent straight edge. So, but I'm going to show you the process anyway. So I'm just going to be using this spirit level. It's not a perfect straight edge. It's not a calibrated straight edge, but it's straight enough for what I need to do. If you need it straighter, make it straighter. So first thing I need to do is, like I said, my blade's about 100 mil, so I'm going to take this in about 105 mil and get this clamped up. Got the spirit level clamped up. I've made sure the blade is, the base is square to the blade, and then I've also set the depth so then the main body clears all the clamps in that. And then I'm just going to quickly rip it down. That's all ripped down, nice and straight. Now we want to actually cut off a little piece, about 75 mil, 2.5 inches or so. So we're literally just going to set the fence back up, clamp it all up, and then rip that piece off. Nice and simple. Got that bit cut off. Now we need to actually attach it to that. I'm going to be using some wood glue and then some brad nails. These are way too long. I'll just chop the bottoms off later. But you could, if you've got some countersunk screws, you could screw it from underneath with a nut on top. I wouldn't recommend screwing it. Well, I suppose you could do. All you got to do is really get it glued. So, drew a quick pencil line just so I know where the glue's going to go. I don't want any squidge out over here because obviously that's where well, it's not obvious at all, is it? In a minute, that's where the saw's going to be running. That's going to be the fence. So, I don't want any glue over there. I've got to deal with cleanup. So, let's do this one-handed. We'll just get a decent squidge on that and just get it all the way along, get it clamped up. So that's all glued and all I've done is clamped it at either end. Wood, because of the way it is, will always bend even though you get a decent straight cut on it. I don't know whether you can just about see in there's a gap. So what I'll do is clamp that to that, put a couple of clamps in there, put all the way along, then clamp it down, and then we'll get some brads in it. That's the setup. Unfortunately I haven't got enough clamps to go all the way along, so I've just gone halfway. You can see where I did notice when I was clamping it, the spirit level was just moving a little bit. So I clamped it with the bigger clamps, and then just slowly brought everything in, clamped it all down with the rest of the clamps. So now we have a nail gun. I'm just going to put a couple, oh, is that a few? I want to get it done the way along there and then clamp that side up and get that finished. That's it all nailed up. You can see where I wish I had a fucking smaller brads, but I wasn't going to go spend £8 on a fucking box of brads just for this job. I did actually make sure it was clear of the other piece of wood before any of the comments. So yeah, literally just going to leave this to sit, let all the glue dry. I'm not even going to unclamp it, I'll literally just leave it like that until morning, and then we can get it finished up. Next morning, obviously. So, I've got it all unclamped. Luckily I didn't get any squidge out. You know, all of that edge is fucking spot on as I planned. That's not moving. And then we got a beautiful, nice, tight edge across there. You know, no gap at all. I don't think you can see anything anyway, even if there was. Anyway, so what I need to do, which you probably shouldn't have to do, is I need to get rid of all of these brads now from the bottom. I'm just going to use a little cut-off wheel, get the tops off. When actual fact, now I'll probably just snip them off. Be quicker, yeah. I'm going to snip them all off with a pair of side cutters, and then just use a little sander, take them down so it's relatively flush. So I'll get that done, and then we can go on to the next step. So as you can see, I've got all the brads sort of took just below the surface, and then what I've done is I've just run the DIA over it as well, just to get rid of any sort of splinters and shit. Nothing too serious, just literally just quickly run it across. So now what I need to do is actually rip this down. So this is now the fence. That is the whole idea of this tool, is that there is going to be the fence. So I need to clamp this to the bench. I'll rip this down, and then I'll show you how this thing actually works properly. So there it is, all ripped down. The only thing I need to do now is literally just break these edges with a bit of sandpaper. I should be able to, yeah, just like frayed edges. I just want to clean that up a little bit. It's not going to affect its use, I just don't want splinters. So, I don't know whether you've sort of guessed, but the idea of this is that is the guide for the saw. That's the guide for the saw, and then that's the guide for your mark. So that there is literally the distance between your blade and the thing. So now instead of having to sort of do some maths and work out where your measurements need to be, all you need to do is on your piece of wood, mark out exactly what you want, and then place this on the line. So to demonstrate, this edge is wavy as fuck. You know, this was just a ripped edge. So I've just drawn a quick line using, I haven't actually used this, I did use the spirit level. So I'm just going to clamp this on, well, I'll clean this up first, then I'll clamp this onto the line, and then I'll rip it down, and hopefully, if, you know, my tool is correct, we should just about be able to see the pencil line with a nice clean cut right next to it. So to rip down, I've unclamped it, but I haven't actually moved this piece of wood yet. So you can see the little sliver that I've took off. So let's have a look. Can't actually see the pencil on. I think I've got it on the pencil on. But there you go. It's a nice clean straight cut. And yeah, I think we've got it on the pencil line rather than not. But I think you can just about see where one side's straight, one side's wavy. Obviously that's got flex, but hopefully you can see how this fucking thing works. So, very simple tool, quite quick and easy to make. Obviously you need to let the glue dry, but other than that, very simple tool. And then once you've made it, you've got it. Obviously it's going to be different for every tool. Also, thing that you need to make sure with this is you clamp it to the piece that you want to keep. If you need to cut off a small sliver, you know, for just a batten or something, then you need to take into account the blade thickness off of this. But, you know, for the most part, this is going to be a perfect tool. So yeah, that's it. Very quick, simple tool. Obviously you've got to wait for the glue to dry, but you know, other than that, it's very simple to make. But it's also invaluable. You know, if you need to make a genuinely straight edge, you can do without spending an absolute fucking fortune. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you use this idea. If you want any other sort of tool tips or making of tools, you know, please put it down in the comment section below. If I can, I'll make it. You know, I mean, part and parcel of what I do with no money is I make a lot of shit that I do. So yeah, if you've got an idea, you know, if I can make it, I will, and I'll show you how to do it. So anyway, please check out my friends in the description box below. Please subscribe, please like, please check out my Teespring store, buy some merch, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.